is the love thereof. That's what people want. They want romantic love. They want to be in love, completely head over heels, devoted. That's it. Do anything for you. For sure, die for you. Okay, that's what guys will do for you, ladies. You are precious. You are luscious. You're irresistible. You're beautiful. God's finest creation, his crowning glory. And I love you all. I mean, and any guy in his right mind feels the same way with me, basically. And it's some kind of ancient memory, you know, when I talk about all these women. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys would like a whole gaggle of women. You know, it's you want a quiver of women. You know, where did that come from? Well, why was polygamy accepted so long ago when you could have, you know, like King Solomon, several hundred wives and concubines? But really, the truth is, at the end of the day, a man can only handle one woman. All he really wants to be devoted is one. Just one that he could give himself wholeheartedly to, 100%. That's what every guy in his right mind really wants. He doesn't want a harem. It would really complicate life, you know what I mean? It just, you can imagine the strife that can be caused. I mean, how many women are willing to live together in peace and harmony with, you know, a couple dozen other women? You know, so, I mean, that's out of the question. But yet, somehow, men still struggle with that they want a whole bunch. I mean, they're all so cute and pretty and beautiful and desirous. I want them all, man. Give me them all. You know, if they're single and they want a husband, bring them to me, you know. But it doesn't work that way, does it? So, I'm just trying to explain where I'm coming from and where I believe other guys are coming from. They really want that above all. If they're in their right mind, they want a beloved more than anything else in the world. I'd rather have it than, I don't care how many dollars you're going to give me. You know, I want a woman. To this day, you know, I talked about this, I think, last week, but every time I hear dollars come up in the news, or, you know, if you listen for that word, you'll hear a lot. Dollars this, dollars that. Every time, involuntarily, I start barking like, arr, 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 arr. It's the silliest thing, but I don't know, it just happens. But I may be hypnotized. I guess I've been trained. You know, like it's just like a seal barking for a fish. Dollars? You know, my ears perk up. Arr, 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 arr. Thinking soberly and honorably about God is the first step in thinking soberly and honorably about ourselves. Honor God by being honorable. Reflect his greatness according to what it is, and that is insurpassable. Why the female is the most powerful in the universe, powerful force in the universe, and on earth by extension. And because the earth is a part of the universe. Number one, how could any of us exist in the first place in order to experience the concept of a universe without the female? We can't. Of course, that's a rhetorical question, because without females, no one would exist, period. Number two, since rape is illegal by man's laws, as we all agree it should be, she alone decides to perpetuate the species or extinct it. Number three, the most paramount evidence to back up the claim that the female is the most powerful force in the universe is God's own law given to us by Christ to treat others as we wish to be treated. That is the sacred golden rule itself. Take heart. There is no need nor benefit in letting another human being know certain things, things which only God's ears are big enough to hear. Our owner, God Almighty, already knows it all, and that is a good thing we can and all should be very grateful for. It is easy for us humans to forget exactly how great God really is, or to explore the boundaries, if indeed boundaries even exist. That is within the heart and the mind of God. While I have unwaveringly decided as a child of God to be a faithful friend and servant of God forevermore, and by extension I become a friend and a servant of humanity, now I am driven, irresistibly compelled to contribute all that I can possibly offer, and since I have been given everything freely, I know I must give forth freely. When I begin to see the least of men, those men whom Jesus informed he was himself lifted up and cared for, to have their wounds bound, their minds healed, their hearts encouraged, their bodies nourished and safe, and only then could I enjoy worldly wealth. I ask, why then bother to seek worldly riches? That seems patently illogical and counterintuitive, and therefore counter-conscience. I had a hard time making a lot of sense with that one, but that's where I need an editor for prose like that. I need God. You need God. We all need God. The truly lucky ones know that fact well. Financial fear is the primary driver of monetary-based madness. Once again, money is the root of not some of the evil in our world, but rather all of the evil in our world. This is a message to humanity at large. Though I am admittedly a very serious, very passionate, and very determined man in regard to accommodating God's will for humanity in whatever way placed upon my heart, I am unwilling to use threats of violence. I am unwilling to be a threat in any way to any person. In fact, only the contrary is true. So please, don't fear me, fear only God. I think it's fair to say that I'm as materialistic as the next guy. With that said, we would all serve ourselves, that is our true selves, our eternal selves, well, to understand that material things are fleeting, but the human spirit lives forever. That logic strongly suggests that the money we temporarily attain, and the more we have is more we have to lose and to let go of. That is a snare to the soul, and we would all be wise to seek to avoid it. Who said we are spirits in a material world? What would a man trade for his soul? What price can you put on it? The conscience. It is every man's prerogative to be every man's friend, even though some of those friends will choose to be your enemy, based entirely upon irrational, illogical, God-forsaken reasoning. Our conscience dutifully will act as a failsafe, a protector, a God-given default positioning for those whom not only listen to it, but heed it. If I had things my way, it would be God's way, and that way is no mystery. Why do humanity's serious and sundry problems persist? Because evil men want them to. When it comes to the subjects of God's will being firmly established upon the earth, the question is not if this will occur, but only when this will occur. In light of the fact that we cannot ever get off this ride we refer to as human existence, it quickly becomes glaringly obvious and clearly logical to seek a path toward progressive and enjoyment of that ride. How does it take from a man to exalt a woman? And how does it take from a woman to exalt a man? It doesn't. In fact, it does the opposite. Let us therefore exalt one another. The top evildoers, that tiny critical mass of genocidal, psychotic, maniacal freaks running the show, and say to themselves and soon to the world, yes, of course it's true that humanity could live entirely prosperous and free in today's society, but we cannot allow that paradigm because their carbon footprint would destroy the planet. This is why humanity must bind together in unshakable unity, be empowered with the knowledge of the ages, and let the evildoers know under no uncertain terms that they're going down soon, extremely soon. To desire to be friends with all of humanity is perfectly natural. This is a divine instinct to positively know we do not like to be effed with, and therefore try our best not to F with others, is also a very natural, logical, divine desire. Consider a problem, any problem, something that bugs you personally. Now imagine a solution to said issue. Therein is the genesis of the solution to the problem, any problem, big or small, organic or inorganic. Far better to not fit in, even to have people think you're weird, strange, or even crazy, than to fit in and appear perfectly normal in a wantonly insane world. Well, everybody, I got to leave it there. And remember, be who you really want to be deep down inside, not superficially, topically, egoistically speaking. And, just ask God. For the right opinions, you'll get them. I wish the best to everybody. I love everybody. All the things I want for myself and my family, I want for you and your family. All of us can get together and we can change things with God's empowerment. Have a great day, a great weekend, and a great life.